We are doing Detroit Lions winners and losers after the Lions took an L to the Seattle Seahawks yesterday with a score of 37-31. Let's just get this thing going. I know a lot of people are upset that the Lions lost, but we want to kind of break the game down of players who I thought did well and who players or coaches who did not do so well. But before we get into that, if you're not a subscriber to Lions Nation United, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We got live watch party on Sunday on here. It's going to be really fun. Lions at Atlanta Falcons post-game show as well for that. And we got our show for Lions Nation United Live tomorrow at 1 p.m. Let's go ahead and just start with the winners, and we'll go winner, loser, kind of like that. My first winner here I got is Detroit Lions quarterback Jared Goff. I thought he did pretty damn well. I know he threw the pick six, but it did look like his Jahmyr Gibbs kind of missed the route a little bit, and other than that, he was really solid. He was 28 for 35, 323 yards, 3 touchdowns. The pick six there. He did get sacked twice, and that was after the offensive line was starting to get injured with Big V out, and it was pretty bad. He had a QBR 78.7 and a rating 121.8. You know, when you look at Jared Goff, he was doing some good play actions. The balls were accurate. It was on target. He was throwing the heat. He felt like he was in command again, and he did a very solid job. Considering the fact that David Montgomery, when he got injured, the Lions really couldn't run the ball, and it felt like it was on the shoulders of Jared Goff in the passing game to get this thing going. I thought he did a good job, and he deserves to be a winner, in my opinion. He does. But let me know in the comments below, who is a winner for you? Just name the player. Is it Jared Goff? Is it somebody else? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. My first loser on my list is Jerry Jacobs. Boy, he was getting torched in the secondary, and I like Jerry Jacobs, but I got to the point where I feel they should have benched him because he was getting beat nearly every single play. Geno Smith kept targeting him. Every pass, I felt like it was going towards Jerry Jacobs' way, and he was consistently beat, and it wasn't even close. He really had an off game. Jerry Jacobs just couldn't do anything out there defensively, and that is a big problem. Now, look, Jerry Jacobs is a player who you want his depth, right? He's not really a number 2 type of guy, and he's putting in that role because Emmanuel Moseley was out. And since he's been a Detroit Lion, it's not like he's had booty cheeks games all the time. This was just his worst game I think he's ever performed in here, and he needs to get better. Hopefully Emmanuel Moseley comes back. He can be our number 2, and then Jerry Jacobs can, be on the defense, not all the time. I think that's what we want from him, is to kind of be the backup role, and the performance defensively should be better with Moseley out there. But man, getting torched by DK, getting torched by Lockett, I don't know what he drank that day before the game, but he was looking lost and confused. But hopefully he can be better, next week. Because if we have another performance like that, we are in a world of hurt. A winner on my list here, how about Penei Sewell? He had to go from right side to left side. I thought he did a pretty damn good job in the game. The offensive line wasn't getting beat on the left side. It was getting beat on the right side. And Penei Sewell, flick of the wrist, going from right to left. It shows that he can be the future left tackle for this football team. And, if the Detroit Lions at some point would like to move away from Taylor Decker, I think we have the confidence that Penei Sewell can do a phenomenal job at left tackle. He can, because he's just a really, really good player. And it's good to have your blind side secure. And Jared Goff was secure with Penei Sewell over there. Was it perfect? No. But we're talking about a guy who predominantly plays right tackle. We're talking about a guy who just practiced a couple days on the left side. And he did that last year, too, where he had to play, or was it the year before he had to play? His rookie year, he had to play on the left side. So, given the circumstances with the mix-up on the offensive line, I thought Penei Sewell deserves to be a winner on this list. He absolutely does. And I like what I see from him. I like the future of him. Need to lock this guy up at some point for a big mega contract because Penei Sewell is versatile. He's hungry. He's a fighter. He can play anywhere. And the guy is just a Dan Campbell type of guy. You love to see it. His ferocity, his ability to be a good player for our Detroit Lions. Another loser on my list is I'm going to go with the injury bug. Absolute loser. My goodness, the Detroit Lions injuries were just atrocious. You lost James Houston for 5 to 6 weeks. C.J. Gardner went down even though he came back. Kirby Joseph went down even though he came back. Halapoulivaati Vaitai went down and did not look good. David Montgomery went down with an injury, a thigh bruise. He's going to be out for a bit. This was rough. Man, you go from 1 week not having that many injuries to just a pile of injuries in this game. The injury bug was just savaging the Detroit Lions. And for it to only be week 2, that absolutely sucks. And we know the game of NFL is full of injuries. And that's why we got mad with people saying it was asterisk that the Lions beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Well, look, man, we weren't healthy, and we still expect to win. We're still upset with the loss. But hopefully the injury bug can get better because, man, we cannot keep having this. You have games like this where you're losing players left and right, and St. Brown got nicked up. It's not good. It's not good. Give me a one-word reaction to this game in the comments below. Just one word. Doesn't matter what it is. One word. Winner on my list, Amon-Ra St. Brown. He got injured, came back. He posted over 100 yards receiving, I believe. Let me get the exact numbers for you. 102 yards on 6 receptions. St. Brown's fighting through injury. The guy is just a monster. Banged up and still doing it. His route running, killing it. He's a phenomenal player. And battling through injury, battling through the pain, and still going out there and producing. I love St. Brown. He's always going to be a winner. He's never going to be a loser on this list, ever. The guy is just absolutely amazing. And the amount of credit that he deserves more. He just deserves to be more. He's a Pro Bowler. A guy who embodies Detroit all around. You can count on him to make the big play. You can count on him to get the first down. You can count on him to battle through injury and be out there for our Detroit Lions when we need him. That's what it's all about. He's a massive winner on my list because of that, even though the injury he has sustained. But you can't not love what he's doing. Loser on my list here is Aaron Glenn. This defense reverted back to last year's defense and did good stopping the run. I'll give credit there, but the defensive line could not get to Geno Smith. And we're going against backup tackles. Atrocious. The secondary was just bad. They were playing soft. I see it was a 3rd and 7, and we're 15 yards back. You can't do that. We got Charles Harris backing up in coverage. What in the hell is going on here? Corners getting beat. We have talent, folks. There's no more excuses for this defense to be playing bottom 3rd in the NFL because that's what it was yesterday. There's no excuse for that. This defense should be playing better than what it did last year. It needs to get better, the missed tackles. Folks, he's got to be held to account. I'm not saying fire the guy because I don't think that's reasonable by week 2. But if this thing don't get better, there's no more excuses. There's just none. This defense, the play that yesterday, was not a playoff winning defense. It was not. They have to play better. We have to at least get to the teens. Our defense needs to at least be the teens. It can't be the 24th ranked defense in the NFL, the 25th ranked defense. Can't do that. That's unacceptable. We have had bad defenses now for 10 years. It needs to get better. We've invested money and capital into this defense. It is time to perform. No more excuses. Let's go back to a winner. Josh Reynolds is a massive winner on my list. He just continues to get touchdowns, continues to make plays. He's the unsung hero. Josh Reynolds has done a great job so far this year for the Lions. Him and Jared Goff has always been on the same page, and it continues to be on the same page in this game. Josh Reynolds has blown up to be the number 2 wide receiver for the Detroit Lions, and it's good because we didn't really know, who's going to be out there for the Lions as the number 2. You got St. Brown, so it looks like Josh Reynolds is the number 2, and then you got Khalif is the number 3. Is a great 3, by the way. Good. I mean, and then when Jamison Williams comes back, it just boosts up that wide receiver core. But Josh Reynolds, you can't give this man enough credit out there for doing what he's doing and being a damn good player. A loser on my list is the defensive line. Not getting sacks is unacceptable. Not beating your backup offensive lineman they're going against, unacceptable. They have to play better. Aiden Hutchinson's getting held. Other people's got to do everybody's got to do their job. That's unacceptable. Maybe you're going to have to make some moves. Put in the rookie. Get in Bugs in there, something. But this defensive line is looking like booty cheeks. It's got to get better. Referees is an absolute loser on this list, and it was not just the Lions' bad calls, but they did bad calls versus Seattle. That's unacceptable. No longer should we accept referees being this bad in the National Football League. It's got to get better. It's got to be on the same page, and this goes for all of the teams in the NFL. The referees are bad. I'm tired of seeing it. I know fans are tired of seeing it from every fan base. The refereeing in the NFL is atrocious. It's just facts. Folks, we're dropping videos every single day, live watch parties, live streams on Lions Nation Unite. Make sure you hit that notification bell and you don't miss out on the latest Lions news and rumors.